Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to.
Despite the current economic challenges, what would be your suggestions, to people on how best to survive? I mean, going forward.
First of all, I don't like going on the lane of survival. I like going on the lane of thriving.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how best to thrive? Okay.
Yeah, because survival is like a man that is about to drown. You will grab anything he sees, and you may grab the wrong thing. But a man that thrives will be a surfer. He'll be on top of the waves. The waves may be whatever it is, but it's just going to go. The first thing is about the mindset. You need to carry a positive mindset. I tell you something. The world we live in, it's energy filled. As if you wake up in the morning, every morning, and make personal affirmations, I am a great man. Greatness runs in my loins. What you believe and you behave, you will become. You will draw, because the universe is about energy, and the spirit the spirit in man is huge. That's what brings understanding. But when we are limited in the thinking, we limit the scope of who we are, and that we are God's creation. Man is a supernatural being. Even God Almighty said, even they recognize that you've made, who is man? You've made him even much more than the angels. And the man is crowned with glory and honor. So why should I be less than who I am? It means I've not exercised my authority. So I wake up, everybody is feeling the pinch, one way or the other. At LBS today, I was telling the class, I said for almost 20 years, I forgot what it was, using a petrol generator. I'd never, maybe over 20 years, as well, I'm telling you. To be over 20 years. Early days of my life and career, Guinness, I moved from 2.8 up until the time, So when I left in year 2000, I left Nigeria to go over as an expatriate. Do you know, bought a new generator and took it to Kenya. Kenya was having energy crisis. So I took a 10 kVA petrol generator to Kenya, Nairobi, where I stayed. The way it was packed, 3 years after I brought it back like that. That was the last time I used a petrol generator. So I'm right, 24 years ago. Now, I can tell you that a year plus ago, when the price of diesel took off, by the way, at some point, for a long time, I had a 40 kVA and a 60 kVA. I had two, and they all piped. And where I was having supplies being delivered to the house. Then, when diesel was diesel, one of my generators got destroyed because my security connived with the supplier, and they were putting water and taking the difference. But the guy, the supplier, got up one day and said, for 6, 7, 8 years, sir, you never owed, you always gave me money ahead to go bring diesel. But your man, he was during the fast period. He was a Muslim. He told me that his conscience cannot take it again. That this is what has been happening, and I had to fire my entire security, all of them on that shift, all 3 of them. Why? They destroyed that generator. They were always putting water, and each time the engineer would say something is wrong with the diesel. But what Afa was giving me was right. But they always watered it down. And the difference, he will give them and they'll collect money. Cut a long story short, I now had only one. So I've only powered that. But as 18 months or 2 years ago, I went to buy a petrol generator because the prices changed. And then what happened? I said, Madam, these are your 4 freezers. I did power everything in the house. But we have to now do load shedding. So I said all of that to say this in the line of what you have said. You must go back and cut your, consumption. See, Azu, do you know why when you go to restaurants, when it comes to the first course, they always have this small plate. In most restaurants, do you wonder why the dish is that small? They are managing what you would take deliberate. Do you think that the kitchen, when the restaurant opens, the chef, he has to estimate that we are expecting 150 guests? Azu, what if 200 show up? Have you noticed that the time it takes, if one particular thing finishes during breakfast, for them to replenish, it takes a while. In most of these 4-star, 5-star, 4-star, 3, 4-star restaurant hotels. Have you noticed?
Yes,
Do you know why? Check what they use, the plates they use for breakfast. Check what they use for starters. Check what they use main. It's not your bangbati plate. Why? Portion control. What I'm saying to you, with that way, they can manage what each person is taking. You can go 3 times, but if I give you one plate, Azu, and you go 3 times, and you know Nigerian appetite, that are 6 people food. I can reduce it by keeping a small sizable plate, and that's a strategy. And they are able to manage it. So what every one of us needs to do is to leave the big plate and then resize the plate. Consumption, that's the point. Our appetite must be reduced. We must now move from eating with the spoon that they use in serving spoon to a proper tablespoon. And if you're taking the tablespoon, you can move from there to a teaspoon. Why is it that the spoon you use for pepper soup is different from the one you use for ice cream?